Welcome to the Jeremiah Show, my favorite time of year. It's here, NBC's The Voice Season 26. I was looking back. I could not believe that we have been featuring proudly we've featured over 40 music artists from The Voice way back since season 16. And I think that's pretty cool. It's such an honor to talk to our music artists here on the show from NBC's The Voice. The Voice has changed up a little bit this season. Michael Bublé, Gwen Stefani, Reba McEntire, and Snoop Dogg search for the country's best singers. Hip hop and jazz icons Snoop Dogg and Michael Bublé join legendary returning coaches Gwen Stefani and Reba McEntire for this incredible new season. This superstar genre-defying coach panel will guide the country's best undiscovered artists from the thrilling blind auditions through the spectacular live performances. And in the end, one unforgettable new singer will be crowned the voice. My special guest today has a great shot at that already out on the stage. Cameron Wright. When he was just 12 years. Hey man, how are you? You got such a great voice that it wants to get out there. It wants to join in. We're gonna hear a lot from Cameron on this episode. I was gonna give you a little introduction here, Cameron, if you allow me to embarrass you a little, or sing your praises is a better way to look at it. Cameron recorded a tribute to Rosa Parks with songwriter Larry Long, selling over 300,000 copies of that single. Cameron has been a guest artist at Smokey Robinson and Spike Lee's events, and he performed a duet with six-time Grammy Award-winning music out legend Al Jarreau. Wow, that's incredible. That must have been an experience. I hope we can talk about that today. And then at 13, he became one of the most recognized teenage singers in the country. Stevie Wonder heard him sing The Greatest Love at All, and he sought him out. Cameron did a personal invitation from Stevie Wonder to perform at his annual House of Toys event in Los Angeles, California, where he shared the stage with legends such as Chaka Khan, Natalie Cole, and our friend of the show, Michael McDonald. Cameron's performed at the Coachella Music Festival, and he is on this season. That's season 26 of The Voice. Again, with coaches Michael Bublé, Gwen Stefani, Reba McEntire, and Snoop Dogg. What an amazing lineup of coaches. These coaches are searching for the best singers in the country, and I think they found him. Cameron Wright had an incredible 4-chair turn during his blind audition, singing Barbra Streisand's The Way We Were. Welcome, Cameron Wright.
What's up, y'all? Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Let's talk about your early days, because you've had, I don't think there's been a year that you haven't had something incredible happen to you musically or have made great strides in the music industry. I was reading up on you today, and I came across an article that said that you were 9 months old and you started whistling. Is that a true story?
That is very true.
What were you whistling?
So to just elaborate, my grandfather tells this story the best. But when I was 9 months old, my grandmother and my grandfather thought that there was a ghost in the house because I was always there. You know, my mother was a very young mom, and she was, figuring things out as she moved our lives from St. Louis to Minneapolis. And I stayed with my grandparents often. So they heard whistling one night, and they knew that the baby wasn't whistling. So,
were you the baby?
I was the baby.
You were the baby.
Yeah, and we're from St. Louis, so we're a big country. So there's a lot of superstitious beliefs, and my grandfather literally thought that they had to let a ghost out. They thought it was a spirit or something in the house, because they were like, the baby is not in there whistling. And come to find out, they looked over in my crib, and there I was, just whistling like melodies. So yeah.
Not like the Halloween theme song or Rosemary's Baby or anything like that.
I don't
Nothing that
know if it
scary.
was a song. It probably was just the whistling, but
You're just making noise. You had to
just
make
making
noise,
noise.
making a joyful noise at 9 months old.
Yeah.
Well, so it almost feels like that might scare me more if I saw a 9-month-old grandchild whistling.
That's
but they
hilarious.
that's great. That's a great story. So your mother's Tanya, right? Young
Yes,
mother, and she was
yes.
a performer herself and is
She
a
still is
performer.
a performer. Yes,
Yeah, is a
she's
performer.
one of my greatest inspirations.
Well, I love these stories about mothers or relatives that inspire you. Sing the praises of your mother. Tell us why she is so great and why she's your one of your biggest inspirations. Brag about
Well, before I get into all her accolades, because accolades, people can have accolades as long as the CVS receipt. But honestly, the core of my mom's
her.
the
Those are
core of
long,
my
aren't they?
mom being so inspirational to me is her voice. She's one of the greatest singers of the past, the present, and to come. Literally, her voice is striking, and that in itself, I just to this day when I hear her sing, sometimes I have to remind myself to breathe because I'm holding my breath because you're just in awe that this
Mm.
little bitty woman can just. She has such a big, crystal clear, anointed gift. But beyond that, like I said, my mother had me when she was 19, and she decided to move to the Twin Cities for a music opportunity. And I watched her uh, just basically create the life of her dreams. I watched her defy so many odds. And she came here with me, and she ended up, she started doing studio sessions as a background singer at the time. Jimmy Jim and Terry Lewis's studio, Flight Time Productions, was still based in the Twin Cities. So she was hired often. She ended up doing background vocals uh, for everybody from Prince to Mary J. Blige. That's actually her on No More
Wow.
Drama. So if you hear No More Drama on Mary J. Blige,
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
No More Drama, that's my mama.
That's your mom. That's Tanya.
That's Tanya. And then eventually into a marvelous solo career, from performing at Orchestra Hall to Carnegie Hall in New York City to being the star of the Broadway Cinderella. She was the fairy godmother. And when I
Mm.
tell you she took our breath away, she just has such a marvelous career that knows no boundaries, from race to religion to genre. So that's why she's my inspiration.
Was your mom a single mother at 19 or
Yes, she was a
wow?
single
And she
mother.
gave
My mom and my father were high school sweethearts, and they ended up, becoming adults
Mhm.
and marrying other people, and that was wonderful.
Well, my mom, we have that in common. My mom was 19 when she had me as well. And there's something pretty cool about that when your mom is you're in that age where you can relate really well, right? And you see what your mother, man, to pursue, she had talent, it sound and has talent, obviously, but to have the will and the drive and the to pursue a career in music when you've got a young baby says a lot about her to me when
Yeah,
you tell that story, that just a belief that she's instilled in you apparently as well. It feels like a belief in herself and belief in her music, and that anything can be possible if you really want it.
absolutely. You said it.
Yeah, what a that might be the very best life lesson you could ever receive, isn't it? That to believe in yourself and that things are possible. So she would take you on the road with her to
Yes. So my mom, she had her hand in many musical pots, as you can imagine. session work alone
Hmm.
is not, sufficient to pay the bills always. So as an artist, you do many things from theater
Yes.
to, and she was with a group. In 1995, she was with a local group in the Twin Cities called MGS, and they were on a national tour. And I remember they were going to Chicago, and I went with them this time. Um, and I was the
How old are
child.
you?
I was 5.
5. Okay.
I was the child where, okay, I have so many stories, and a lot of them I will constantly reference my grandparents because they are the ones who tell the stories over and over again. And Papa, particularly my mom's dad, he always tells me, you just would never shut up. You always were singing. You just never would close your mouth. And it was true. And I feel like because they knew that I was that passionate about singing, that I don't know, maybe it inspired her to just, okay, my child is here and they sing all the time, so come up here and sing. You want to sing at home, sing right now. And she called me on stage. It was the first time I had ever sung in front of an audience outside of my family, and she told me to
5
sing
years
Yes,
old.
Jesus Loves Me. And I literally remember this. I have the memory of an elephant. I remember I was singing Yes, Jesus Loves Me as cute as I could sing it, but that's not really how I would sing around the house. And I don't know what took over me. But by the time I got to For the Bible Tells Me So, I had turned into a full adult. So yeah, that was my first moment, and I think that really gave me some excitement about the stage.
Yeah, I bet. That's what a memory. 5 years old, and you got the crowd on their feet, I'm sure, and cheering you on. That's got to feel pretty good. That's a
Oh,
feeling you want to replicate, huh? You want that over and over. Do you remember, like, it's funny you talk about going on the road with her and being young, being raised on the road, and session work probably in studios, dark studios, and a different type of childhood. I talked to a lot of cooks and chefs, and they remember their families that owned restaurants, and they would be in the crib in the back kitchen in the prep kitchen. But your example is backstage, right, and in green rooms and all these things. Is there a song that like if you hear right now, it takes you right back there to some of those experiences and those feelings and those on the road with your mom?
absolutely. There's so many. And the funny thing is, yesterday I was just at the grocery store, and a song that I haven't heard in years came on, and I had that feeling.
Like
Change
that
Your
wave
World.
of
Do you know
change
Change
your
Your World?
world.
Change your world. I'll be the sunlight in your universe.
Oh
My
yeah,
mom
yeah.
sang that to me, and eventually we started duetting it, maybe around 10 or 11. And that came on. I hadn't even thought of that song in years, and I literally visualized so many times as a child us singing
Yeah.
that, and even just her pointers she would give me vocally, and where to place certain vowels and notes. And I just was in the store, kind of just standing there with a smile on my face. I know everybody was like, "What the heck is going on with this person?"
This guy,
Yeah,
okay.
I was transported back to that time, literally just yesterday.
Isn't that amazing? And the chills and the isn't it amazing how you can like almost feel the air and smell wherever the environment was, and it all comes back to you. Nothing does that like music, does it? That nothing does that like
I
music, I don't think.
agree. I
Um,
agree.
that's such a very cool gift that certain songs can do that and take you back and to special memories like that with your mother. Uh, did your mom, and by the way, you just sang that a couple verses for us right there. And I have a request. Can you sing all of your answers from here on out? Because it's so
Oh, can I?
notable. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But it would be, I bet the listeners right now are asking the same thing. What a incredible voice you have.
Thank you.
Very beautiful. So do where a lot of kids grow up and they remember their parents reading to them and telling them stories. Sounds like you had a really rich family life with your grandparents, which is so special, I think, more the grandparents are always so much more loving and understanding than where
Oh,
the
yeah.
parents are at because they've been through it, right? But it sounds like just a really incredible, inspiring childhood. Did your mom sing to you like most parents read to you? Was that
Yes.
always a part of your experience with her?
Well, I'm not sure how it started, but yes, I don't know if because my mom is a singer and just naturally what we do is we sing. We're around the house humming and singing. I don't know if it started as that and then it became our communication where she was singing to me, or if she just started singing to me from the beginning. But I do have specific memories of being very young, and I remember, oh God, this is horrible. Um, I was trying to do something that she did. And
Vocally?
I was trying to mimic something vocally that my mom did.
Yeah.
I never will ever forget this memory. Um, it was a run, is what we call run as singers. It's when you do a little vocal acrobat, like, ooh, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was really shaky. I was really young, but it's like a little horse or something. And I remember my mom, I'll never forget, she said, stop shaking your voice. And I was a little sad. And she sat there, I will never forget, on the floor with me. And she showed me how to connect every note with my voice. And I was really, really young. Okay, this is
Yeah.
before going to Chicago. This is so I had to be 5 or younger. Um, and I remember after doing it a dozen times or so, I took everything that she was telling me and I did it, or woo, whatever she did, I did. And I remember she fell back and screamed. She said, yeah. And that moment, I just felt like I did what my mom did. And I have so many memories like that of us being at home and her telling me to jump in and find your part. What's the harmony? If I told you to go above me, okay, well, if I told you to go below me, that she literally was training. And I don't even think she realized she was training me, but she trained me.
Wow. What homework? What great homework. And what a great teacher.
Yeah.
Isn't that's so sweet, it just I can picture that. And that's special. That's such a special experience that you had, and that she took that time. Obviously she loves you and wanted you to be to the level that you wanted, to give you the gift that she had. um I just think that's such a sweet story that she taught you that way.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, well, we got to take a quick break. I can't believe 20 minutes already went past. I went 10 minutes past when I was supposed to take a commercial break, those darn commercials, because I'm having so much fun with Cameron Wright. He's on Team Bublé. He's on season 26 of NBC's The Voice. Yes, it's back. You can find Cameron on Cameron Wright, Ladiva, Wright with a W, Cameron Wright, Ladiva, on Instagram. You can find, go down the rabbit hole from there. TikTok, the same handle. The Voice is on, and you can watch Cameron Wright on Mondays and Tuesdays, 8, 7 Central. Michael Bublé, Gwen Stefani, Reba McEntire, and Snoop Dogg search for the country's best singers. Hip hop and jazz icons Snoop Dogg and Michael Bublé join legendary returning coaches Gwen Stefani and Reba McEntire for this incredible new season, season 26. The superstar genre-defying coach panel will guide the country's best undiscovered artists from the thrilling blind auditions through that spectacular live performances, and in the end, one unforgettable new singer will be crowned the Voice. If you want to hear back interviews, we've got a back catalog. We've been talking to music artists on The Voice in season 16, and we've talked to over 40 of your favorite music artists. You can check it out on the back catalog anywhere you find the Jeremiah Show. Again, Cameron Wright, he's my special guest today, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.